just barely here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's go. Or live stream. Live stream out.
I'm taking it.
Okay. Getting it.
I'm recording it.
Okay. So I have a few things to talk about it for the library. We have a new astronomy club that's going to start up, and our first day is Friday, May 31st. And this is with Gwendolyn Wrench, and she's the owner of, I guess she and her husband, Ossipee Hill Farm and Observatory. You know, the observatory is in Waterboro, and they have the farm there, so you can go and pick strawberries and peas and whatever other vegetables they'll have this summer. But she has offered to do some free programs at some of the libraries. She's doing something in Alfred, Waterboro, and Limerick. So she will be here Friday, May 31st at 4 o'clock, and she will discuss what is observable in the night sky this particular month, and then next month, you know, she'll continue, and current events in space exploration. And that is free. And that is free. The library will be having a book sale. And that is free. June 22nd, and that is free. Our first day. June 22nd, Saturday is our first day. July 22nd, and goes through July 5th. That's Friday. And that's during our regular library hours. And that's during our regular library hours. Yard sale, June 1st. The Friends of the Library having a yard sale, June 1st, at the donations right now, and they are taking donations right now, and hoping that people will show up at the town hall to buy things. And this is in support of the library. And I believe that is 9 a.m. on June 1st. It starts at 9 a.m. on June 1st. We're continuing with the take and make. We're continuing with the take and make in-house for the kids, and we're doing some in-house crafts. We're working on plans for the summer reading program. That also starts plans for the summer reading program. That also starts on June 22nd, and ends August 10th. So the summer reading ends August 10th. So the summer reading program is you just read books at home, keep track of it. You come in, we'll have things where you can track it. Passport kind of thing to help you keep track of that. We will be closed this Saturday, May 25th, and as well as May 27th, Monday, Memorial Day.
Okay, the fire building update. Do you have anything you want to share on the fire building? Brady, I don't have anything.
I don't have a per se update. I know that we just went through it. Looks pretty good in there. They're working on the punch list still. But yeah, it's coming along together really good. Final coat of paving, what'd they say, Monday? I think. Final coat of paving is starting next week. Shooting for a move-in at the end of the month, early next month.
Okay, thank you. In reviewing the legal accounts, I believe we did have an invoice, I think it was around $3,500. It was just a number of different, different items that were on there from all different departments, so I won't go into all the details at this point, but and in FOAA requests, we have no new ones at this time, but they're also put on all the FOAA requests are on the website. And any update on the deed work for Tibbetts Park?
I spoke with Mike, he's got the plan all done. He didn't have a chance to print it today, but he will print that out and get that to us to review, and we will have to meet with the budding neighbor and get that okay.
All right. Okay, on the town charter update, there's no new update at this time. The brick town hall repairs, we're waiting on a quote from the builder, and we have an email sent to MMA. Town-owned property letters, there's nothing new at this time, but there is progress being made on those. The vault update, do we have any update on that, John?
No, it's been just sitting steady for now. I think if we go another couple of weeks without an alarm, we can probably pull it off.
Okay, the new business park sign.
It's in production down at RSD.
Do we need to keep that on? Maybe so.
I guess if it's on there until it's done, we might as well just, it'll just be,
That's fine. I just
it's,
don't know sometimes if I like do it over again.
well, I mean, it's,
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be forgotten. It's,
no.
Gil, if he wants to pull it off, he can pull it out. I mean, it's, as far as I'm concerned, you can pull it off. I mean,
Yeah, I'm happy to update when we, like, it's finished.
when we're done, we can, yeah.
I mean, I can leave it, or I can take it off.
Yeah, let's just wait until it's done and then we'll make a mention.
Sure.
Okay, shelter survey, anything new, Katie?
No, nothing new this week.
Okay, repurposing of the boat launch in Lake Arrowhead for public access with no boats. We have some suggested signage. It says, Lake Arrowhead, Town of Limerick, public access, carry in, carry out, no open fires permitted, and no overnight camping. That's a suggested sign.
So Dave came in today, we talked about it. He just thought if we wanted to put up some type of sign, there's definitely a path to the water now. And then if we wanted to, Scott, at some point, he said there's definitely some spots that could be cleared more for more parking. There's probably just a couple now that there are there, but, so I wasn't sure if we wanted to ask Scott to take a look at it, or if we wanted to get a sign printed, or what we wanted to do.
Yeah, where do we get the funding for the sign? Is that in something we've got budgeted that we could fit that in?
I guess we would check with the rec department. It would kind of come under rec or public plots. If, I know that the rec, there's an account with recreation donations that the rec department didn't even know was there. So it's $4,000 some odd dollars in that. So I think we could find the money for it. I think there's spots.
And it doesn't have to be any, I mean, just picturing a regular.
Yeah, just
Similar to a road sign.
sign on a post, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what we do, we'd contact Greg on that?
We could talk to, I guess you could email Greg and just say we want to do this, and we could send it down to RSD and have them price it.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Are you fine with, I think he gave two, if you wanted anything else added to it, or I think he put the emblem on one too, he wasn't sure. I don't know if we need to.
Yeah.
More costs.
Pass this on, there's two. It's really the same, except one has the official seal.
Do you want me to check the Scott about making more parking, or?
If it's gonna be used, it would probably make sense to keep the cars off the street, or people gonna be getting tickets down there next. I don't think, the sign base, it's usually based on size.
Yeah.
So I don't think the logo's gonna add anything to the cost, but
Oh.
I think it looks good. I think, you know, if you go over, I know, like over in Standish, every one of the rec
Has all the
spots,
same.
it has the town kind of, the emblem and the crest, and it says Town of Standish. No,
Maybe
you know,
something you guys start.
yeah,
Yeah, like-
it would be nice, yeah, it'd be nice to get every one of them kind of labeled the same way and
Sure.
just have it look good. Before we go to RSD, we might be able to have it made online quicker and for a little less money. Well, I mean, I know they're very big, it's one small sign. I've had some made, the metal ones that are like,
I made one
like the one-
for the Boy Scout hall that was $40.
yeah, the ones that are up at the lookout, the ones that are up at the lookout for the
And
cameras.
Scott probably has a post, a pole. We can.
Yeah,
I can do that.
we'll probably get it done and get it shipped quicker. RST's pretty busy.
I'll look into that.
Okay, thank you. The Overlook and municipal office cameras and heat detectors. Anything new on that, John?
Still waiting information from Cunningham.
Okay. Addition to personnel policy for EPL time. I believe we have some, is that in everybody's packet,
Yeah.
Alicia? Yeah. Okay, I think it was, for number 6, was the change. Each employee will have the option of having their EPL, earned paid leave, paid up to 40 hours that will be paid out in December if not used prior to year end. The actual EPL will equal 1 hour for every 40 hours worked during the previous 12 months in accordance with the Bureau of Labor, item 26 MRSA, sub chapter 637. So is that, I think we've discussed this a lot. Is this something we're good with number 6?
I haven't sent it. I can, if you guys approve it, I'll send it over to Ben or Natalie. Make sure that, or if you guys have any changes.
I make a motion to send it over to the attorney for review, and upon his approval, enact it.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
Do we have to, I know we talk about it in the carryovers, but do we need to indicate in number 6 that where the maximum EPL accrual is 40 hours for the year? It talks about the law, which does say that minimum is 1 hour for every 40 hours, but it doesn't say capped at.
Well, it says paid up to 40 hours.
There, you have it in there anyways,
It says a maximum 40.
in the carryover part. Yeah, that's why I was asking if we needed to have, okay. It's clear, I was not, sorry.
Okay, all in favor?
Oh, it's, anyways, doesn't matter.
And the squad truck bid review update is on hold. Building Advisory Committee, poison ivy control at the Grange Hall, discuss other outside issues. I believe we've got the poison ivy issue resolved, or in the process of being resolved. We have some chemicals for it.
I guess I just want to know if you just want me to spray it and see if it dies, or I don't want to go hand dig out each one.
No, I think you spray it, it'll kill it off, and, it'll just, You can probably rake it up after everything's dead.
Right now.
Yeah,
For now, I would spray it, let's see what happens, how it dies, and depending on how much visit, whether you mow it or weed whack it, or, well,
yeah, I'm assuming nothing else will grow once you've put that poison down.
that should be pretty potent.
And would you please just let the viewing public know that you don't need a license for this?
That product was purchased at a company in Portland called On Site. It's all they deal with is landscaping, materials, and chemicals. And that product is not regulated to be sprayed. So any purchaser off the shelf can spray that legally.
Here we have a note here on steps at the Boy Scout Hall. This came from our custodian. Item number 1 is there's a broken post on the wheelchair ramp. The ramp needs to be jacked back into place and the post replaced. Number 2, there's rotten handrails in a couple of places that need replaced. Number 3, step supports are rotten and need replaced. Number 4, entire structure needs to have the wooden parts restained and water sealed. They don't make pressure treated lumber like they used to, is the comment here. So, who would we go about looking at these?
Is that something he has the ability to do or wants to do?
Yeah, let's see if Isaac's available to do these.
So it brought to our attention to check out a few things, so I had him go up and look at them, and that's what he came back with. I think Isaac can do all of it. He just wanted to know if...
Yeah, I don't know about jacking up a ramp. It might need some equipment or some help.
Yeah, I mean, I could help him talk with him. He's pretty...
Yeah, see if, what he's able to do on this list, and, and if there's something else, we'll see about other options. And thanks to Isaac for...
Okay, he's great.
Okay, Brick Town Hall, 3rd floor water. We're still waiting on the plumber to come. And the meeting for Trio is May 22nd, this coming Wednesday at noon. And I originally volunteered to be there for that, representing the select board, but I'm having a medical procedure done that day and won't be able to attend. Is anyone else willing to step up?
I spoke with Katie and I said I would let her know, or let you know tomorrow morning if I can make it there for Wednesday.
Okay, thank you. I would rather be there than the doctor's office, but, okay. Sign the RHR letter for the accountant. We have that. It looks like there's a spot for 2 signatures, but we can do that after the meeting. Does everyone have a copy of that?
We got that last week.
No, that's the one, yeah. I just need your signature, if you guys are good with you signing it now.
Okay.
Based on that letter, I mean, there's some, we probably ought to meet, ask the treasurer to come in and look at some of the recommendations they've made. I know she's still kind of getting her feet wet, but we need to make sure that some of these items under that management letter are being addressed, because they are serious, for sure, and it's important that we turn some of those systems around sooner rather than later.
Well, shall we invite her next week to go over that? I know we've all got a copy.
I know she has some difficulty coming at night, and she needs some notice, so maybe find out the next time she can come.
We'll find out when she's available, and then we'll
Put
her on the schedule.
To plan extra, maybe the 3rd. Well, yeah.
And if she wants to, she clearly saw the letter.
Yeah.
I mean, if she wants to respond to some of the,
Okay.
What's being done based on those recommendations.
Okay.
You know, there's two other things. There's been, since we knew we were getting a new treasurer, we talked about having a audit done for the transition, just so it was a clean slate from Laura into Julie. We need to consider whether we're going to do that or not, and sooner rather than later, before we're too far into Julie's can in the mix. And we absolutely have to start the process, and Julie is doing this for a tax anticipation note. She has spoken to the bank already. If we use it, we use it. If we don't, it goes away. So it doesn't cost us anything to get it, but we need to get that in place.
In case.
In case, and again, sooner rather than later. So she's talking to the bank. She is working on that.
Okay, well, we'll get her feedback before we sign the RHR letter.
Well, I think I'm okay with, I'm not saying, my opinion, we know what's in the letter. They've given their recommendations. They'd like to have it back. I don't think there's any problem signing the letter. They've made some recommendations. We need to now make sure they're implemented.
Okay, well, is there a motion to sign the RHR?
I make a motion to sign the management letter produced by RHR.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay.
And basically, that's just them covering themselves that they found these concerns, and they've pointed them out to us. And if we decide to do nothing, they're going to come back and say, well, we told you so. So I think we just need to avoid that. It's for them to come back next year and say, it's a year later and the same things are being done.
Yeah, we don't want repeats.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll go over that. Okay. Next item is to review the code of ethics for social media. We talked a little about that, and we had homework to review the code of ethics to see if there was anything that needed to be added, subtracted, but in my review of it, it doesn't really address social media. It's so whether it needs to. And I think part of our social media here is, the code of ethics does refer to town, whether it's town-operated social media, but the ones that probably are getting the most comments on are not controlled by the town, so we don't have much say in that. It would affect, deportment by, elected, appointed members. So, but I don't know.
I've always said that, just because you're appointed, elected, or even hired, you shouldn't get any special treatment, but you actually shouldn't be treated worse either. So if people have the right to go on and post on social media, because they're hired or elected, do we tell them, oh, we're not going to control what you put? That's up to, the voters to decide. If one of us goes on and posts a bunch of stuff on Facebook and the people don't like it, they'll vote us in. I don't like the idea of controlling more.
So, yes, Gail.
Gail Libby, on a policy like that, I think it's more that it doesn't stop people from posting on Facebook or their Facebook page. They have to identify themselves as a citizen and not as a town employee. And you don't post on your Facebook page during the hours that you work. That's what the policy would say. It's not that they're stopping free speech. That's not the idea. It's the idea is that you identify yourself and you don't use town assets to promote your personal opinion. Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't think there's anything to do unless someone has a suggested edits to the policy. So moving on to new business, board to sign a few ordinances that are in place. The addressing ordinance it was passed, but it has never received signatures. Is that right, Alicia? The addressing ordinance, is that one?
Yes. So that one just never, that one was attested but never signed by the board.
Okay, well, we can, it's already voted on, it's just a matter of the signatures.
And it's funny because I don't see the other one, the building one, but
Okay, we can sign that after the meeting. And there's some talk about the business licensing ordinance. Is that something?
I don't see where that was voted, where I was told for March 2023.
I recall discussing it, but I don't.
I think I'm looking at the right
So, yeah, well, let's research that further, and if,
Well, there is an article that says, shall the town require all businesses located in the town of Limerick to register their operations with the code enforcement office?
I don't think that's the one. What's it called, Stan? I mean, Gil?
business licensing ordinance.
I think what happened was, I think Stan brought that forward as an ordinance, and this is the way it got written, because we talked about not wanting to actually make it
Required.
a required ordinance. We talked about that. And that's when we kind of lightened up on it
Called it a
and
registration.
said, let them register.
That has a lot more to it,
That does,
yes.
correct. But I think we talked about that at length and decided it was too much. And that's why we didn't put it forward. I thought we watered it down to this
Yeah.
requiring to be
I don't know, I just know we're referencing it and using it,
referenced using who is.
that ordinance.
Well, did that pass when?
This is the one that came forward, and my recollection is we had a lot of business owners that came in and said, this is a lot to ask me to do, and my recollection was we opted not to put this out for vote. It's not in here, so we didn't vote on it, right?
Yeah, I don't see it, I don't,
And it wasn't this March, right? No.
no, it was March 2023.
They all blend together as I get older.
This guy.
And in reality, what we did vote on number 27, and I don't know what was the vote on it?
It did pass 181 to 174.
Yeah, I remember being surprised by that.
I mean, it really,
But then we were like, well, how do you,
how do you enforce it?
Enforce
This doesn't have any teeth. This Article 27 doesn't do anything. If we're going to reference this and put this out to people, then we need to vote it in first.
So, yeah,
Because
This that's written is not in effect because it's not what was voted on. So if we want some of these,
I can remember, not to put it over, I remember Brad Libby coming in and saying, you now want to charge me a fee, to get a business license. And it's,
Yeah, no.
and I, you know, it's just more, it's just when I don't believe that we ever agreed or voted to move this forward as a whole. So.
Which is why the, like you said, the question has
That's why the
changed.
question, yeah. So, I mean, unless the people vote on this, it can't be used or enforced, or,
That said, shall the town require all businesses located in the town of Limerick to register their operations with the code enforcement?
Different than licensing.
So it's just registering your
So it
operation.
did pass?
That did pass, but again, we were like, how do you?
it passed, but it's got no teeth behind it, because there's no, it really should have been either, I mean, it was, we even talked about it, by putting this out there was almost making it a courtesy thing to, for people, that like, it wasn't,
Well, we did talk about making it optional,
yeah,
but we voted to,
yeah, I mean, so it was,
I remember the question of, what about the lemonade stand?
there was all kinds of stuff, like, what's a business, what is it, right? Like, if somebody's a real estate broker and works out of their house, are they running a business in Limerick? You know, if they don't have an actual brick and mortar location, is that, you know, so,
The addressing one, we just need signatures. That one did
Right.
pass, that one we just missed. So then we'll put the signed one out online.
Yeah, I think that was the kind of question, like my situation, I do have an office in the home, but I use that for doing paperwork, and I go out and visit my clients. So I don't, you know, it's rare. On occasion, someone will come into the office, but it's, you know, 1 or 2 visits a year. So that was something, you know, people in similar situations were concerned, is that really something that needs to be registered and licensed?
most towns, if you have a physical location that you're opening up, and it's gotta be inspected for that business, they usually require you to get a business permit.
Yeah.
So maybe we should move in that direction and say, you know, physical locations where people can actually come visit your business, those need to be read, that maybe needs to be the criteria. And, you know, it's gotta be run 8 months out of the year, not a lemonade stand that's run 3 days, not, you know, I mean, we need to put some parameters on it, so we're not asking, you know, the person that makes a couple quilts and sells them out of their house that, you know, they gotta now register as a business, so.
Yeah, so this, as it is not in effect,
No,
No,
so, okay. Then we'll talk to Stan if he wants to see about, you know, going through some of these specifics and setting up parameters and guidelines, and we can do that for a future vote. Okay, I'd also like to entertain a motion to appoint Stan Hackett as the liaison for assessing.
I make a motion, we appoint Stan Hackett as a liaison for assessing to the Board of Select Persons.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, and discuss summer meeting schedule. In the past, we've met every other week during the summer up until Labor Day. So is that something we should entertain, and if so, when would we begin?
I make a motion, we move our meetings to every 2 weeks, starting
Memorial Day,
so the Memorial Day is the 20th, right? No, the
27th.
27th.
So we'll meet on the 28th.
So we'll meet on the 3rd.
Oh.
So
Okay,
skip
so
the
skipping.
27th.
Skip the 27th, and we'll meet
Skip
next on the 3rd.
28th, you mean?
Oh, yeah, skip the week of the
Yeah.
27th,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in
Every
favor?
other week,
Oop.
so.
I should ask if there's any discussion on that.
Nope.
Oh, okay, all in
Time's up.
favor? Okay,
Nope.
Who seconded that? Thank you. I just don't know if the audio's gonna be like when I go back.
Brady Connors seconded it.
Thank you very much.
Information email from MMA on property valuations. Okay, is this at the property and casualty pool information?
Yep,
Okay,
just figured it'd be nice to.
okay, yeah, I'll read it for the public knowledge. The MMA Property and Casualty Pool has recently reviewed the property valuations on the buildings below and have updated the values with the use of CoreLogic Express Estimator. Effective July 1, 2024, we have updated the estimated insurable value for the following locations. Limerick Fire, including 2 towers and Cascade at 324 School Street. The current value is $563,783, and it's been updated to $595,576. This would obviously be the old fire station.
Wow.
Okay, the Limerick Town Office and Library at 55 Washington Street. Current valuation is $2,276,126, and it's updated to $2,860,536. And the Limerick Town Hall at 11 Main Street, current value $2,400,444, updated to $3,016,775. That's the largest increase in valuation, probably due to some of the renovations that have been done.
Couple of
Okay, it says, as you may know, due to inflation, supply chain shortages and delays combined with other economic factors, construction costs have increased substantially. We are seeing some property values increase by 20 to 35% this year on average. It is important to our membership and to the pool that we ensure your properties are adequately valued, as it may impact your coverage. So if you have any questions, please feel to contact me. So we'll get this information to our insurance provider to make sure that we have adequate coverage.
That is.
We'll put it together.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And with that, is there any hearing of citizens?
I make a
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Was that a second? All in favor? Okay, thank you, everyone.